friends, today we are going to talk about sometimes the plans fail, and that is like in the planning. What happened was I was going through the goals and stuff and the dreams that we talked about during the series of Choose Your Own Adventure, and I wanted to put it in practice because I said I'd be accountable to tell you how mine are going and if it actually works. I was going through my calendar thinking, I need more room than this. I wanted to make a bigger calendar. So I thought, okay, my personality likes the modular and likes to change things around. So if I could get another insert for my planner, my traveler's notebook is what I have, or I could do a disc bound and stick it in here. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Julie Norman, and I put out videos on Tuesdays and Fridays, planner and planner related, and I hope that you will stay a while and let me know how you plan, if you use a traveler's notebook or another kind. Back to the story. I love disc-bound planners because like I said, I like the modular, I like how you can just tear things out and put things in. So I thought, well, what if I put one of these in my traveler's notebook cover? So I saw online a Doki book, which has in the center of the traveler's notebook insert these little hooks that you hook the discs into, and it's really slick. And then you have elastics on either side to put your traveler's notebook in. And I watched a few videos like I usually do to do my research, and the thing that I didn't like about it is that when you close these things up, because this wasn't here, it never really lined up. It distorted the traveler's notebook to the left and to the right. And so I didn't really want to pay the money for something that I knew wouldn't practically work. And what I thought, well, what if you put the disc thing to the side, and then it could snug up together like this, so the disc didn't interfere with the traveler's notebook, right? Sounds logical to me. Here I am, and I'm cut down. This is a file folder. Cut down some pages, so I could slip this in here. Isn't this slick? I mean, this is a great idea, isn't it? But it didn't. In practicality, I'll show you why it didn't work. And I cut down some pages I already had. I mean, I have a hole punch, one of these disc-bound punches, so I can easily convert whatever paper and things in it. So this was going great. So I thought, okay, I'll make a format where this is my weekly view. And so I did a few of those pages for a test run. And I liked it, so I closed it up. Now another issue is this guy is a little bit too wide because it pushes him out. See? Previously, I had made a few of these standard or narrow traveler's notebooks, and out of those pages that I showed you before, those old Enchanted World books that I was recycling the pages. So I thought, well, maybe, because I'm almost done with this one, I could take this one out, and when I go into my next one, I'll put this one in like that. And that takes care of that, except it still distorted the traveler's notebook, if you can see that. So it needed to be out more like this, so they work together better. But anyways, it could work. I could jiggle around a little bit, but these sides worked together, so I thought, perfect. And then the nice thing about this is not only can I put my calendar in here, but I could also put like my grocery list and my other temporary notes and other things that I don't need to keep around forever. And that, my little errand list, everything could go in together. So I love that because I love the idea of the disc bound. There's a few reasons why I don't totally go with disc bound. One of them is the bumpiness of this. And the other thing is that I really love writing in a book form. I like to journal with just the straight across pages, and I just love how that flows. Here's my fail. Another fail on top of a fail. Because I stapled this in, I'm going to have to glue this in now. Or maybe I should sew it. No, I bet you I could go back and sew this. Because I was experimenting, I'm learning how to make these, and I found a few ways not to do it. So that was my thought. And so I put this in here, and I was going to start to put my dates and stuff in it and transform it. And then it came to the point where I needed to write my next day out. And this happened. I can't write flat on here because of the bumpy rings. So there went that idea. That was a fail. So I just wanted to share with you the process that I go through figuring out how to make things work for me. I like to create my own system. I've just always been that way. But not all of these work out. This had to go because I didn't like the bumpiness of it and writing it. That's one thing about the disc. For the purpose of my everyday carry, I don't like the bumps. I don't like my hand hitting that and it stopping me. That's just my preference. Some people love this process for their everyday. I use this a lot for other types of planning and keeping track of things, but not in my everyday carry. So what I ended up doing was making a traveler's notebook, calendar. Again, I used to make these, and maybe if you've been here long enough you might have seen these. Remember this guy? This is my rooster that I kept putting off using, and I think part of the reason was because I was breaking up with Planet Perfect at the time. And I also like these notebooks that I'm making that have all these different kind of pages in it. That I just love the unexpectedness of the next page. You don't know what you're going to get. And that just appeals to me a lot, and the recycledness of it. So this guy I made into my calendar. I like to have a vertical planning, but because of the way these are set up, and I like to start on a Sunday, I decided to do a combo. So I have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then right here and here are spaces to put in things for the week. Whereas I could put, like, this week I really need to finish my taxes, which is one of my goals, or this week I need to do my shopping for Sam's Club or something. So it helps you give flexibility if you have a list of things that you want to do for the week. Another thing that I'm going to incorporate is a little bit of a reward system for me. Then it gives me a goal to push for. So say this week, if I get my task done, like my taxes, then on Friday I can go to the thrift store in the town nearby that I like to go to. So that is going to be my motivation, that if I get my stuff done, then I can go to the thrift store. Do you guys want to see what I get at the thrift stores too? Because I know that a lot of people do videos on thrift with me. Here's my thrift shop haul. Let me know if you're interested in that too. That is my new calendar, and the beauty of this is that when I'm done with this day, don't ignore this, this is from a previous setup, but when I'm done with this and then with this week, and I flip the page, I can simply tear this off. Or I could take a scissors and cut it along the perforation, but that way that this will shrink as I go. I did hesitate to use this one because of the fact that, you know what, this paper is so thick, and it is nice, but it was something that was already set up to be purposed for something else, and it doesn't have the full amount of pages in it, so it is not as thick as it normally would be, and the fact that it's going to get smaller and smaller as it goes helps me to have that in there too. And the nice thing about this is this goes through September 25th. And that's about the right amount of dates that going ahead that I need. And then if there's any future dates, I can write them here. So when I get to a point where I'm putting a lot of dates out here, future dates, then I'll make a second one. And I'll have two of them in my strings here. So that's one way to keep adding the dates and subtracting, so you keep progressing, if you get my drift. So as I live through these days and discard the pages, because these pages are not precious to me. They are not my keepsake. The keepsake more is my journal planner. It's like the weekly, daily traveler's notebook that I use. So, but this stuff is, to me, disposable. So I know some people will really use these a lot as their main keepsake or their memories, or to look back at the years, and that's fine. Everybody does it a little different. I just can do a rough draft of what I'm going to do, such as this is today, the things that I want to get done. I have a huge head of cauliflower I needed to get done or it would die, and mangoes. I want to do laundry and record my videos, and then if I have time I can do my taxes. So that was kind of my rough draft going forward. This has so much more room in it than these. even though this was so helpful at the time. And I am not going to throw these away, guys, because if something happens and the world gets smaller again, I will still have these and I can still use them again. That's just what I do. And on the back, I can just use them as scratch paper as well. So these will all get used. Don't worry about that. It's just the way I roll. It's just paper and ink and punches and staples, and for that I make out a lot better than buying a new system, like a retail price or even on sale from a planner place. And so that's why I don't throw away stuff like this, like these old rings and old papers. I keep them because I know that eventually I'm going to come around again and want to try something like this. So it cost me nothing out of pocket to try this out because I already had this stuff. I mean, this is a file folder and some paper. Allows me to create without the guilt of the spending of something big, because sometimes if you spend a lot of money on something, or at least I do, I feel like I need to make use of it or I wasted that money. Right or wrong, that's how I feel. The more I spend on it, the more I feel like I need to get the use out of it. That's why we don't have cable, because I don't want to be watching all those shows and feel like I have to make use of all those channels. But there's another side trail, rabbit trail. So that is my fail of trying to adjust and success. So this is what they look like now. I hope you enjoyed seeing my process of thinking about and creating things. I'd love to hear what you have done to modify your planning to make it your own and personalize it, or do you just let things go and you just use what you buy? There's reasons why you would do that too. It's a lot simpler. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you have a joyful day. Goodbye. P.S. Postscript. Okay, so since I started to make my own planning, my own Traveler's Notebook inserts, something weird happened, and I just noticed it the last week or two because noticed that I wasn't doing. And the thing that I'm not doing anymore is using washi tape. I was using washi tape all the time because it's just a white page, and it's, you know, by itself, it's kind of plain. But this is all the washi tape I have now, and I haven't been buying any new ones. This right here set is actually set aside. I bought it just for my scripture copying. That when I'm going to Leviticus and Numbers, I'm going to be use this set. Maybe not the, well, I don't know, maybe that one. But otherwise, this other is just stuff that I haven't been using for a while. And I think the reason is because the pages are so pretty on itself that I don't need this too. So I don't know what to do with this stuff anymore because I'm not using it, but I will, like I said previously, my main body of the video, that I'm not going to throw it away, but I could use it, maybe I could use it for decorating, wrapping, things like that. So it just was interesting that I was looking down and was like, hey, I've got all this washi tape. When was the last time I ever used it? And the answer is, I don't remember, because I really love the way the different decorative textured pages that I'm working with now. I mean, you really don't need washi tape added to this stuff. It just kind of shines on its own. I mean, maybe a little bit here, but I think it would look out of place unless you had the right kind of washi. Maybe it was already antiqued looking. So I would love to hear if you have suggestions for how to use washi tape beyond your planners. I know there's a lot of ideas online, but you know, I see people decorating their walls and covering furniture, and that's a little shade too far for me. But maybe, I don't know. I don't do a lot of gift wrapping, so I'm not really sure what to do with it. So anyways, that was just kind of an interesting observation. And I know this is a modest amount compared to what I've seen people have, but it's what I have, and I will just see if I have something to do with them. So thank you for watching to the end, and have a joyful day. Goodbye.